Hi everyone, it's Dee from Turtle Dove. It is Wednesday the 23rd of December. I am busy baking and cooking and getting food organised for our family dinner tomorrow, which will be Christmas Eve. And I did mention that I wanted to show you how I make a choc cherry roll, and it's really easy. This won't go up until after Christmas. I just don't have time, but I will edit this as soon as I can, and before the new year it'll be up. So I thought I would take a quick moment, sit down and just put this together to show you. I've already roasted 3 chickens and I've made a potato salad. And I've got a whole lot of other things to do as well. So I will start with telling you the ingredients. So you need some thickened cream. I just used, now I'll go and get it so that I can show you. This is Farmdale Fresh thickened cream, and then I had to whisk it to thicken it even more. And this one is 600 ml. For one chocolate roll you'll need just 600 ml. I also made a trifle, so I almost put 2 of these together to make a whole lot of cream. And in the cream I added 2 tablespoons of caster sugar and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract with the vanilla beans, just to give it some nice flavour. So I've already done that on the trifle. I've put the cream on the top, hence the funny little wiggly things you can see. You will need, these are Arnott Choc Ripple biscuits, but you can use anything that you can find. You might not have these where you are, but that's what I use. Any type of chocolate biscuit, even a ginger biscuit if you don't like chocolate would do. Now normally I'll just use 1 or 2 flakes. This is Cadbury flake. It's just a chocolate roll that breaks up. It's very fine. Because it's Christmas, I'm going to put 3 on there today. You'll need a jar of Morello cherries that are pitted, and a little bit of corn flour to thicken it up. Just make a paste in a little separate bowl while you're heating the cherries and the juice up in a pot on the stove. And once that's heated through, but before it's boiling, you just stir through the corn flour until it's, you don't want it like gelatin, you want it still to be runny but still thickened. So this is cooling off, and that's still going to drizzle nicely over the log once I put it together. Last time I made it, I grabbed some of the cherries without the juice and just layered some of the cherries in between each of the biscuits, but this time I'm just going to, that's very messy because the cherries want to roll off all the time. So this time I've just put everything together, thickened it up, and I'm going to drizzle it over when I serve it up. So I think that is it. Let's get on with putting this together. So have everything handy. I've got some of these tools. I don't even know what you call this. I bought this when my daughter, years ago, she went through a baking course. She doesn't do it anymore, but I bought some of these really good tools, and they help with cake making and things like that. So what I'm going to do is just get a spoon of cream and just spread that down the centre, and that will stop the biscuits wanting to roll off. It'll give them something to stick to. If you can hear a lot of noise outside. I think there's some foundations being laid down the road, so I thought it would quieten down with the contractors just before Christmas, but okay. Should have been probably more over towards me, but that doesn't matter. I'm not fussy as long as I put it together. Okay. It's Choc Ripple. I'm sure there are biscuits similar that you could find in your area. I know that Arnott's isn't sold overseas everywhere, so now this is just a matter of layering each biscuit with the cream back and front. So that's where this comes in handy. And you will get a little bit messy, but that's the fun of it. It's worth it in the end, because what happens is the biscuit gets really soft, so you do this at least 24 hours before you're going to serve this, because it needs to go in the fridge and the biscuit needs to soften up. So that's one, and see how it just stands up nicely on the cream. So I've done both sides of that, so I won't do this side, and it doesn't matter how you do it. Just find whatever's easiest for you and really squash them together, because you want to try and fit as many as you can. And you may have a longer dish. This one's actually a bit longer. And that way you can make a longer one, or you can just make two. Because we've got trifle, I'm only making one, because I am sick of having so much food left over after Christmas. And normally I will cook 4 chickens, but this year I've only cooked 3. And that should be enough for 12 people. So basically, you just keep doing that until you're finished. One good thing about Christmas food is that there are normally a lot of leftovers, so I won't have to cook for the couple of days after. I'll just have leftovers. So yeah, last night I made most of the trifle. I just put the cream on this morning, made the cream for this, cooked the chickens, made a big potato salad. I organised like a Brussels sprout bacon type dish that needs to be heated up, but I did all the prep work for that. And I also roasted a pumpkin so that I can make a baby spinach roast pumpkin and pine nut salad. So that's what we'll be having. And tomorrow morning, which will be Christmas Eve day, the day of Christmas Eve, I'll be going to the grocery shop early and getting some ice and just last minute things that need to be fresh, like a big French stick bread, and I'm actually buying some tabbouleh salad. I didn't feel like making that. I've just got too much else to do, so I'm squashing them pretty close together because I want to get as much as I can and make a pretty nice log. I'm pushing the log over to the edge. Move up this over so you can see. I'll probably have some biscuits left. When my kids were all living home, I used to make 2 rolls because they loved it. And I can smell the chocolate from that biscuit. I think in America you call biscuits what we call scones, so it can be very confusing. And you call what we call biscuits, you call cookies. Sometimes I say cookies. So you want to make sure that there's cream in between each biscuit, otherwise they will not soften. There we go. Right. Now I'm going to get the cream and just get plenty on the top, because I'm going to spread that around and it's going to look like a wooden log. That's why you call it Choc cherry log. And that is where this big one comes in handy. Don't be scared to pack it on and get right down to the bottom. Grab some more if you have to. The sort of thing that, like I mentioned, you want to do at least 12 to 24 hours before. It needs at least 12 hours, I think, or overnight. If you do it in the evening, it should be ready by lunch the next day. But you don't want to do it maybe 2 or 3 days ahead either, because what happens is the chocolate will seep through the cream and make it go, sort of just discolour the cream. It won't look as nice. Nothing wrong with it if that's what you don't mind it, but just warning you, if you make it too far ahead, like 2 or 3 days, that may happen, especially if you put the cream on quite thinly. So that is it. You just want to do some little strokes and make it look a bit like some wood. It's up to you. I'll just put a little bit more here, it looks a bit thin. And I've got all that cream left too, so what I might do is I might use the rest of the biscuits and make just a little one. May as well use it up with the cream. And there we go. Now I'm going to get the flake bars and just crush those. I'll leave this one for the rest over there. And all you got to do is sprinkle that. What I'll do is I'll open it up on this dish. That's what I brought the dish out for, so I don't make a mess. this chocolate is so yummy. It melts straight away in your hands. So you've got to be quick. Used to be one of my favourite bars. There we go. It's very airy. That's what that looks like. So I'll just break that up a little bit more. Just quickly. And then just sprinkle all over the log. Just tilt it slightly. Be careful because you don't want the whole log tipping. So you can get those sides. So that's it, guys. Don't mind my dirty fingers. Now can you imagine as you serve that and slice it as well, you can drizzle this really yummy thickened cherries and syrup. You can do it individually, slice it up first and then pour some of that over each individual serve, or you could just pour this all around the top and the edge and just let people help themselves. Slice it up first. It does look really nice when the cherries are covering it, but that's it. It's really easy. It just takes a little bit of time, not too much, just to put together. And whipping the cream, and of course the cherry syrup, you've got to cool that down. And just remember not to make the cherry syrup too thick, because otherwise it'll be too gelatinous and it'll be more like a jelly rather than a syrup that you pour over. Okay guys, hope you had a good Christmas. This will go up after Christmas like I mentioned. And this is more of a summer dish. You could have it in the winter, but being in Australia, it is summer here over Christmas, so it's a nice, nice little dessert to make. I'm going to cover this lightly with some Glad wrap or cling wrap, whatever you call it. We call it Glad wrap here, and I'm going to put that straight in the refrigerator. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.